My bad. My bad. It is unapologetically QI entering the building. It's me, QI. And this is going to be a very quick video. It is in response to a conversation that, for those of you in the B sector, that we had yesterday morning briefly on Ronnie Q's page. And today, although I didn't get to make it, uh, she sort of went into it just a little bit. And so pretty much this is what, I wish I was there to say. And this is one of the things that I think that is happening that people are not getting, right? Because I've been following the YSL case, not real closely, because I've been following a lot of stuff, a lot of stuff, a lot of things going on out here right now in terms of law, politics, and everything, right? All right. Well, with this particular case, YSL Woody, well, let me just get to this part first, and then I'll go into what's going on because I want you to be able to understand the impact of this. Okay, so YSL Woody fired his attorney yesterday. Kenneth Little Woody Copeland um, fires his attorney during a break in the YSL RICO trial on June 11, 2024. And this is according to Law and Crime Network. A pivotal state's witness offered fireworks and then some on Tuesday in the racketeering RICO case against several Atlanta area rappers and other affiliated with YSL Records. The label founder, Jeffrey Williams, we all know that's Young Thug. In a morning break between the state's direct examination, the attorney representing the witness answered the affirmative when asked by Fulton County Superior Court Chief Judge Uriel D. Glanville, that's the judge in the case, if she would like to be released from serving as counsel. The lawyer's voice was somewhat demurred, but the state's witness thrust his head forward and loudly affirmed the shakeup. She's fired, Woody said, saying he no longer wanted, her on the case. Okay. So pretty much, that was a very bad decision. I'm not surprised that that was a bad decision because a lot of times one of the biggest issues is that, uh, a lot of times people who get in trouble, and a lot of us don't know a lot about law and politics. We don't know how it works, right? All right. Initially, when this Lil Woody is one of the biggest reasons that they had enough evidence and stuff to bring this case forward. Because he was one of the first ones to take a plea deal, and the plea deal was for like 18 years probation. Now let's just think about that for a minute. 18 years probation, and I forgot the amount of jail time. And I'm going to do another live stream that's going to be more in depth, like with the facts or the details of the story. But 18 years is a long time. I like just let's think about it. You have a lot of restrictions. You have a lot of restrictions, right? All right. So he took an 18-month plea deal. Now here's the thing. I think that the charges are the case that, he got caught on because he offered the information for unaliving dealing with YSL. This wasn't something that, they initially stated. He offered, right? And so when he offered, this was the deal that they gave him. The 18 years probation. I'm not saying 18 months. I'm saying 18 years probation, right? All right. So pretty much I believe that the case that he was originally charged for, and he was originally detained, right? The case that he was being detained for was something that was outside of this particular federal RICO case, outside of these particular charges. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that, I think that, whatever he had gotten in trouble for did not have anything to do with this YSL YSL RICO case. So when it comes down to like what has been happening, like with like the judge meeting, and I forget what it was called. I meant to write it down, but with the judge and counsel state, they asked for a certain type of a behind the scenes type of meeting, right? And so Brian Steele, which is YSL's attorney, which is an awesome attorney, and let me tell you something. He may even think that he might even know that he's not going to win a mistrial. But from what I've noticed, or what I've noticed about Brian Steele is any like he's gonna take any loophole he can get. He's gonna push it and he's gonna try it. He's an awesome attorney. And with this particular case, it was quite complicated because you had a lot of defendants on this case and a lot of witnesses on this case, a lot of experts, a lot of different things, and he was expressing how complicated this case was from the beginning, right? Um, and this case is long. We're talking about 2012. A lot of this stuff started way back in 2012. And anytime it's a federal RICO, we have all types of situations. We have like making money, drugs. We have unalivings. We have like all types of situations. So um, and Woody was one of the main players of the YSL. He was a main affiliate. I think I want to say he was a co-founder to Young Thug. I'm not, and that's what's so important about his testimony. And I think that's why they gave him the plea deal. But the plea deal wasn't really like a good deal either. 18 years. So they had him on something serious, right? All right. But I mean, him alone pretty much sums up, like, because I think they have to prove whether or not YSL is a gang or not. Him alone and his testimony sort of like over, sort of like puts the case in the state's hands. And this is why it's so important for Brian Steele, the attorney, um, um, Young Thug's attorney, to try to get like a mistrial, or to at least try to get YSL Woody's Lil Woody's testimony thrown out, because it's just the slammer. It's like the slammer. When they said Lil Woody was hitting the stand, I said, okay, it's over. Because a lot of people was like, oh, Young Thug coming home. I was like, nah, I think it's gonna be over. Like with his testimony, because like he wasn't like he had a long criminal record, right? He had a long criminal record. So this is the point that people are missing when it comes down to what I think the judge is trying to say to Brian Steele. Um, and I think that Brian Steele is trying to work on public opinion or whatever, public opinion or whatever. And of course, I still have to do my research as well to try to determine whether or not, like whenever, like, just say you're in trouble, and you're in trouble for two different cases, right? You're in trouble for the YSL RICO case, and you have your own case dealing with something that you've done, right? All right, and you always have you got a defendant. Um, you have, like, you have multiple people involved in the case. Multiple people's rights have to be uh provided. So if the case did, like he offered the information, and they gave him the 18 years. So if the case that he offered the information on an unenlivened dealing with YSL had nothing at all to do with Young Thug, YSL, or this case, why would an outside attorney, it just started, it like even just thinking about it in a critical thinking, common sense, free thinking way, like, you can't bring an attorney from another case in on a case dealing with somebody else who has different attorneys. The only person that should be involved in that case, guaranteed, was his attorney. who unfortunately he fired today, yesterday or today. So from listening to Glanville, Judge Glanville in the case, and he asked Brian Steele, he was like, "Where did you get this information?" And Glanville and Brian Steele he's going to have to do, I don't know, a couple of weekends in jail. I can't remember the details, but it's just a weekend, right? He's got to go in for a couple of weekends in jail, and he asked if he can mate with Young Thug. All right, now I'm not sure. Uh, I'm not sure. I'm just not sure if. I just think that this is a Brian Steele stunt, and he knows he's probably not going to win. But I can't see how you're going to allow. I have a case that deals with something totally different that doesn't involve Young Thug at all, but I'm gonna allow Young Thug's attorney in on a private meeting with the judge and the state and his attorney, because this case has nothing at all. We're talking about client, client privilege. This case had nothing at all to do with well, I believe, let me just say, allegedly this case had nothing to do with the YSL Rico case. So I just can't see them allowing an outside attorney in on the case, because that's just like almost giving out evidence or information or different things like that. So being that, and then he wanted to deny testifying and plead the fifth. Well, you can't do that if you agree to a plea agreement. You offer information about an unaliving, and your job, because they go over everything. Your job is to come up there and pretty much tell, to snitch. His job is to go up there and snitch and close down the case for them, right? So when the judge and his attorney and different people met with him behind the scenes, it was dealing with the fact that he was going to go back to jail for the original crime, the case that possibly has nothing to do with YSL. If he didn't testify, they were supposed to immediately put him back in jail, because I heard 2 years, right? But I think that, like, if I heard 2 years, right? But I think it was actually going to be more time. I think he had gotten some football numbers for whatever he done. I hadn't, brushed up on like the information or the paperwork that I originally obtained when this case first started. But I think he had gotten football numbers to the point where he was possibly not going to grow up with his children. And I think he had a girlfriend, because there was an interview, not going to be able to, see his girlfriend and different things like that for, um, I think at least 25 years or better. I'm not 100% certain. I think this alleged. I'm gonna catch up and then I'm gonna come back, right? But so if he pleaded the fifth, then that means it was time for him to go back to jail for the original charge that he agreed that he gave information for. So I can clearly see what's going on, and a lot of people are thinking that, like or even a attorney, because like, why would you want another attorney, or why would another attorney even want an attorney that's not dealing with this case involved? Like I said, that's client privilege. So it's deeper than what most people see. And Glanville asked Brian Steele, how did he obtain the information? And here's the thing: I'm pretty sure they're going to investigate how Brian Steele found the information, and whoever leaked the information. I'm pretty sure that they're going to get in trouble, because once again, you're violating rights. You're violating people's rights. You're violating rights. And I don't know what the punch or the pull was with Woody firing his attorney or whatever. I'm just gonna say, like, I speculate that somebody is probably talking to YSL Woody from Brian Steele YSL Young Thug side. And when I say, side, because they're all the same, right? I'm talking about his attorney side. He's YSL, right? But here's the thing also people have to realize. He's probably been getting a lot of threats because he's on probation. So he's able to walk around freely and work and different things. He has a lot of restrictions, right? So either way it goes with YSL Lil Woody, he's in trouble. And he probably didn't think about this when he took that 18 years. That, there are other YSL members and stuff out there, other people that love Young Thug out there. And that, like, hey, like whether you're outside, if you're outside, you're in trouble. If you're inside, you're in trouble. You know what I'm saying? Dude really needs to go and get with it at this point because he's gonna need witness protection. Either way it goes, whether on the outside or inside, Lil Woody's gonna need some witness protection. And see, these are things that you have to think about when you're like when people are doing crimes together and different things of that nature. You have to, these are the things that you have to think about. And this is something that I don't think YSL Lil Woody thought about initially. And I really don't think, in my opinion, that it was a good decision to fire his attorney at this point. And the judge offered that they could get him, that he could get another attorney, or they could provide him with a what you call. So they're not. They could provide him with a whatever you call that, a state attorney. So they're not letting this case go. And the judge seemed very confident to me. And basically, my initial thoughts was that this case was outside of the YSL case, and pretty much what they did was in the correct protocol. They followed the correct protocol when dealing with the outside case, the case that doesn't involve YSL and all of them. So, like I said, I'm going to do further research and researching different things of that nature. Hopefully, I can do it like a little bit this evening or whatever. I don't know if Ronnie Q is going to talk about it tomorrow or whatever. But if not, I'm definitely going to try to do another quickie or whatever, just updating on that information. But I'm pretty sure that it was a situation like that. So I just want to shout out to all my people in the chat. Shout out Heels in the building. And I thank y'all for y'all support. Shout out to the replay gang. I just want to come on real quick and just get like we free think, we critical think, and we just don't go with, because I knew it had to be something dealing with this case. So, and we can't move the conversation further and we can't learn unless we get the correct facts or the details. So, pretty much, initially, this is what I wanted to state, or this is what I was trying to state on Running IQs yesterday, that, he took a plea deal and the plea deal had nothing to do with this particular federal RICO case. So they have to do that. They have to handle these things separately. So, in handling them separately, of course, Brian Steele, which is a Young Thug's attorney, shouldn't be have been involved in that meeting. Maybe he'll get some information, but it just depends on what information. They can't give out the case details because those are two separate cases, and Brian doesn't is not representing Little Woody on that case. Actually, they're defendants and like they're opposite. Prosecution and defense. Their prosecution and defense. So, y'all, until tomorrow, whatever. Because I am gonna try to dig a little bit to find out. I tried to do it a little bit before I came on. I want to go back and find his initial charges and what they had to do, what his initial charges had to do with, and basically, if it had nothing to do with this particular federal RICO case, then I feel the state and the judge, they're in the right. But like, what's up, Yollywood? What's up? But like, and so until tomorrow or whatever. Um, and if y'all find out and y'all do a video, let me know because I'm very curious to this. I'm very curious about like whether or not his initial charges had to do with the RICO or not. Because I know his, like I said, it was 18 years. Like he did something very serious. It was 18 years probation. Not like he's not gonna make that probation. That's 18 years out on the street when you snitched. When you snitched, And then even if he's detained back in lockup, you still need some protection. He's gonna have to, what they call it. He's gonna have to go to PC or whatever they call that stuff. Young Thug is a rapper. YSL is pretty, connected. So, this is bigger than people thinking. And like I said, when he had initially took that agreement, I think he, he was like, okay, my life is over. This is my last chance. And a lot of people were talking about it during the time. Everybody knew 18 years, you're not going to make that. That means he got to be clean, not get in no trouble. That means if his life is threatened, he can't even have have a peace. He can't get in any trouble, so it's deep. But like I said, tomorrow I'm gonna try to dig a little bit deeper if I can. And the only reason I might not come on tomorrow is if I don't find the information. If I don't find the information that I'm looking for. But like I said, if y'all can help or whatever, because I'm just curious. I just want to know. But like I said, I want to know like whether his the charges that he agreed to, he offered the information to for that 18-year plea deal had to do with the YSL case, because that makes a big difference. But until next time, peace, love, and light. It is QI Exit in the building. I love all of y'all. Thank y'all for y'all support. Smash that like and share. And I'm out.